parking, you know. And here so I paid $157 to park at the Stadium.
I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Cortland City Council, Monday, November 17th, 2025. Please stand for the pledge and remain standing for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity and privilege to serve this city and its residents. We ask for your wisdom and guidance with the decisions before us this evening. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Call the roll, please.
Jim Bradley. Kathy Fleischer. Here. Dick McLean.
Here.
Don Moore.
Here.
John McCurry.
Here.
Scott Rowley.
Here.
Kevin Pyros.
Can we have a motion for the approval of the minutes from the November 3rd, 2025 council meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Any changes, questions? Call the roll, please.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Yes.
John McCurry.
Yes.
Scott Rowley.
Abstain.
Need a motion for the approval of scheduled bills to be paid totaling $100,521.98.
So moved. Second.
Questions? Call the roll, please.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Yes.
John McCurry.
Yes.
Scott Rowley.
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Need a motion for approval of the bank reconciliation ending October 31st, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, discussion? Call the roll, please.
Don Moore.
Yes.
John McCurry.
Yes.
Scott Rowley.
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
One item of old business, ordinance O-62-25, an ordinance prohibiting the review or access of city email accounts of city employees or elected officials without consent or lawful approval pursuant to Ohio Public Records Law. This is the third and final reading submitted by Councilman Procuri.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, discussion? Call the roll, please.
John McCurry.
Yes.
Scott Rowley.
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Yes. Move to new business now. First item is R-45-25, a resolution authorizing consent legislation with the Ohio Department of Transportation to perform crack sealing on State Route 305 within the city, submitted by the mayor. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Dawn, because I work for the Ohio Department of Transportation, I will be abstaining.
Thank you, Don. Any questions on this? Comments? Call the roll, please.
Scott Rowley.
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Yes.
John McCurry.
Abstain.
Next item is R-46-25, a resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of Cortland, Ohio to place her signature on the replat of lots 3 and 4 in Stonewood Plat Number 1, part of Section 31, Original Bezetta Township, City of Cortland, Trumbull County, Ohio, submitted by the Planning, Zoning, and Building Commission. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Just a combination of two plats that was approved by planning and zoning.
All right. Call the roll, please.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Yes.
John McCurry.
Yes.
Scott Rowley.
Yes.
Next is O-65-25, an ordinance adopting a policy prohibiting nepotism and conflicts of interest in city employment and establishing regulations for all city officials and city employees of the city of Cortland, Ohio. It's the first reading submitted by Councilman Procuri and Councilwoman Fleischer. May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
I guess if I could say a few things. First, I'd like to thank my fellow council members for supporting the earlier ordinance regarding the review and access of city email accounts. I'd also like to thank everyone for approving the resolution that Councilwoman Fleischer and I submitted last meeting regarding the public posting of all job openings. This piece of legislation is just a continuation of these previous efforts to make our city government more transparent and accountable.
John, did you use a model of somewhere else for this, or just kind of create the language?
A lot of this is in state law, but just kind of going through it and putting some procedures in place if something like this were to come up, how it should be addressed.
Okay, thank you for your efforts. Any other questions, discussion? Call the roll, please.
Kathy Fleischer,
Yes.
Dick McLean,
Yes.
Don Moore,
Yes.
John Burchuri.
Yes.
Scott Rowley.
Yes.
Next is O-66-25, an ordinance whereby the city of Corwin authorizes funding to Scope Inc. to support its services for the Cortland Senior Center. First reading submitted by the mayor. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Scott, this is standard? Okay, well, we've done this every year, it's our matching portion. Call the roll, please.
Dick McLean,
Yes.
Don Moore,
Yes.
John Burchuri.
Yes.
Scott Rowley.
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
That brings us to reports. First up, Police Department, Chief.
The only thing I have is I want to thank the community for the support of our levy. I truly appreciate the support, and we promise to do our very best to be good stewards of that additional tax money. Thank you.
Thank you. Fire Department, have Price here.
Chief Ray didn't give me anything specific to discuss. I know the monthly report was a while ago, that was pretty awesome. Any questions from anybody?
You still doing fire alarms?
Yep.
Okay.
Call me tomorrow. Other than that, have a good evening.
All right, thank you. The food service part with the mayor, I guess, okay. The Finance Department?
You have my monthly report, and today I finished submitting the last reimbursement on all of our projects that we're seeking grant reimbursements for. So we should be, in the next, I'd say 3 weeks, receiving all the reimbursements for our projects. Any
Well
questions?
done.
Thank you.
Take that. Mayor's report?
Just a couple of things. I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not. Okay, so Delbert is a private road. Okay, they've put up barrels at the end of Delbert to allow people to get used to the idea it's no longer a through road, and they will be putting gates up on December 12th. Okay, just to let you know. And then the second thing, I just kind of wanted to get your feedback on the proposals from Republic Services. As I indicated in my email to you, we need to decide this by the end of the year, so I'd like to put it on an emergency, or put it on an emergency. We'll do the first reading and then the second reading, in emergency, so that it's in place by January 1. So does anybody have any comments, questions?
Did they expire in August? or-
It did.
So they just continued it?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were working on proposals for the new carts.
Yeah, you might mention, that's new, the recycle carts?
Yeah, okay. So, so we have two proposals. One is a price increase for just 1 year, and then the other is a 5-year contract with them, which includes new recycling carts, which would be wheeled carts, 65-gallon. So keep your recycling clean, dry, all that kind of stuff. They would only be collecting every other week. They will send out a calendar, all kinds of information. So,
Is that with Republic?
Republic, that's correct.
You said the price would go up a little bit?
Yeah, the price always goes up.
With the
Always goes up.
Did it say how much?
No. It is, all right, see if I can do. Oh, shoot. you can't find it, that's okay.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna guess, couple bucks, okay?
But they're only gonna pick up every 2 weeks,
Just the recycling.
just recycling.
Yeah, just the recycling. We're gonna go from those 18-gallon bins to 65-gallon quarts, or carts, so it'll,
Have wheels.
yeah, so it'll be easier to maneuver and it'll be
Okay.
a lot larger. So,
We're supposed to send out a notice on picking up the bins, they're gonna do that as well, so.
Is that the first of the year?
yes,
Be informed.
Carts have wheels and so they're easier to maneuver,
that's,
so.
yeah, that's correct. They're very similar to the ones they have now for the waste pickup. Just the lid will be a different color, and I believe the ones they use for waste now are 90.
Bigger ones,
Yeah, and these will be 65, a little bit smaller.
And they'll still pick up, yard clippings and leaf bags like they are now.
Everything else remains the same.
I just have the regular trash cans, I don't have the ones they have. I think you pay extra for them, don't you?
Yeah, they're extra.
But they never made me get one, so I
No,
just use my own.
You don't have to, you still use a bag or a can.
And they still, and we sell just bags up here too, if you just wanna buy bags.
And I don't like the bags, 'cause I just put a bag out, animals always
Yeah.
get into it.
Okay.
You could just use your regular trash cans, you don't have to.
Yeah, so all the services they currently have will continue.
Did we, look at other companies such as Sunburst and such, cause they're a Portland business?
Right, but yes, we did that last year.
Okay,
They cannot accommodate the recycling.
gotcha. Makes sense.
Does anybody look after these people? Because every Friday morning, I'm picking trash up off my street, every Friday.
Okay.
Does anybody, monitor them or?
We only know if you call us.
Okay.
So we have an excellent customer service representative. You can call up here, or you could call up here and we'll give you her number. I can't give it to you off the top
That's
of my
fine,
head.
that's fine. Thank you.
But she's
Some people
excellent.
fill them too full, they have the, filled so full, the lid's up like this, and then when they go to the dumper, stuff falls out. I have a little bit of trouble in my neighborhood.
I think that's part of the recycling because they don't have any lids, but the new recycling bins would have lids on.
But this is
And I'm talking about
trash.
the garbage, I'm talking about the
Well,
garbage.
I mean, stuff, I see their trucks going down the road and it blows out the box.
Yeah,
so.
both of the trucks.
But they have the garbage, these big garbage cans so full, they got the lids up like this.
All right, thank you.
Mhm. Okay. All right, then I'll just, unless I hear back from you guys, in the meantime, I'll go ahead and plan on the new cart 5-year plan moving forward. And you'll still have an opportunity during the whole month of December to speak to this if you guys want to.
Any council, committee reports?
John, I'd just like to mention, the Veterans Memorial, Point Park. Once again, Gilmore Designs has winterized that, and that's been a donation from them every spring when we open it, and every fall right after Veterans Day when they shut off the water feature and take care of everything and winterize it. So, if any of you have the opportunity, just, let them know how grateful we are.
Very good. No other committee reports? Any announcements from council? I got a couple. First of all, congratulations to new council people, Chelsea Monroe, Chris Wadley, Allison McGregor. Allison's not here tonight, right? Well, she better be here next time. So, really looking forward to having you on. I'll be going off, but anything we do to help you, give me a call. So, good luck. So, enjoy it. Also, a couple other announcements. The City of Cortland welcome bags. We do welcome bags to new residents moving into the city. Includes a welcome to the mayor, list of important phone numbers, a map of the city, also donations for businesses and organizations. This is standard. We do, I think, the police deliver a lot, do the chief?
Police and fire share their
Police and fire both, okay. we need to have at least, if you're gonna do items, 100 items, no later than Friday, December 12th. Also, the Salvation Army Angel Tree, is what, right out here in the vestibule? Corridor Police Department Administration officers are participating in Salvation Army Angel Tree. Tags are available here at the City Administration Building. Stop in during regular business hours, to choose an angel. That's from Friday from 8 to 4:30. We are closed for lunch from noon to 1, and the angels are due back no later than December 5th. So hopefully people will, participate in that as well.
Can I add anything? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, go. If anyone takes Angel tonight, just let me know so I can mark it off.
And it's only fair if we advertise ours, or we advertise Toys for Tots too.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Toys for Tots, we have plenty of bins waiting to fill at the fire station. I will say every year they pick up the last run earlier, and it feels like the first week in December, and then on December 23rd, cars pull up and say, here's more toys, and they sit in storage for another year, or we take them down to the family mission. So if people are gonna give toys for Toys for Tots, please do it sooner than later. We'll make sure we get to the kids this year.
We're facing the same thing too. They're picking, the Salvation Army picking the gifts up early too, so
Yeah.
it's on the back of the tag, in case you forget when it needs to be returned by. That's all.
All right, thank you. Anyone from the audience with questions or comments for council?
I'm gonna step up this side. Jerry Dias, you all know me.
Hey, Jerry.
Hi, Don. I'm sorry,
That's okay.
you're there tonight.
Just to let you know, the chief's leaving at 4 a.m. for Columbus. So,
Remember, I gave you a break last time, right? So, who hooked up the speakers out here? Kinda weird with the.
Hey, did you know it's playing the audio out there?
Oh,
it's
It always does. Never heard it before.
No,
Yeah, it's
last
kinda
couple
different.
times it wasn't.
Well,
What are you saying out there?
that might be me. I was, filling with all these millions of knobs.
You
Because
did it.
people are complaining they can't hear what's being said in the meetings when they watch it on YouTube. So I'm hoping that it's better, so I didn't know it sounded strange on there.
Yeah, there's an echo over something out there. Okay, this week, preparing for something, and, a new revelation was presented to me that I feel needs to be disclosed and put on the record publicly. During the October 6th council meeting, I presented emails from the mayor and members of council, essentially scolding council for not agreeing with actions she wanted to take. On January 24th, 2025, council members received two separate emails from the mayor, the first at 10:45, in which she castrates the MGB committee from participating in the parking lot project because she didn't like the outcome of an executive session and stating council's clear message during the executive session that we are no longer working as a team and that council desires to usurp my authority. That courtesy has been revoked. Then immediately after that, at 10:57, a couple minutes later, another one fired off stating, in light of another poor fiduciary decision by council. So it's clear she's not happy with this council or the decisions you guys have made. Then on February 11th, she scolds council for attempting to communicate with her appointed service director, Sean Radican. On May 19th, the mayor again scolds council publicly, we've talked about that before, for not approving her decision to hire Radican as an independent contractor service director, stating, this is a turning point in our relationship. If council decides not to move forward with this appointment, I want to be transparent. It will impact how we continue to work together moving forward. My willingness to extend professional courtesy has its limits, and I'm going so far as to suggest that if council leaves the city without a service director, that would border on malfeasance and nonfeasance. We've addressed this before. Because I had previously labeled her as being a bully to council, during the September 5th council meeting, she attempted to apologize and stated, I remain committed to working collaboratively and transparently with council in the best interest of our community. So, back up a few months, remember during May and June timeframe, council had shot down the hiring of Radican, then in June they shot down the hiring of Ginny. It was apparent that this infuriated the mayor, so June 9th at 11:07 a.m., coincidentally the exact same day that Christopher Smith submitted his public record request via email just 10 hours earlier. Jing, via Fuji Lee Strategies, capital F, capital J, sent out an email to business vendors and participants of community events and CCing the mayor at GRP Group email mayor, informing them that City Council has decided not to continue the services and directs any inquiries to Councilman Bradley, McLean, Pecuri, and to the council clerk, not inquiries to the mayor. I assume he was referring or inferring to the MGB committee, but for some reason he left out Raleigh and included Pecuri. I assume, why would inquiries not be directed to the mayor? He further states, as a part-time mayor without proper support staff, she, the mayor, has directed all inquiries to the above contacts. Do you know why you were included and not Mr. Raleigh?
I have no idea, and honestly, I think it's, if you actually read the email, the person that wrote it was incompetent because they couldn't even spell my name right.
Good thing you didn't hire him. Okay, no idea why, I mean, was it a jab, some particular reason?
No idea, I had
Did
nothing
you
to
vote
do with
things
it.
down or anything like that? Okay. To follow up, Jing sends out another email on June 22nd, again CCing GRP Group email mayor, and it was sent from Fuji, capital F, capital J, informing the vendors and participants that the city had decided to cancel all city-run events, and includes a letter written by the mayor, and it's dated June 13th. Just 4 days after his previous email, and in that letter, she's canceling all events. Contact the finance director for refunds. I don't know, did council know that all the events were canceled?
I don't remember the
No.
timeline of events, to be honest with you.
In between those two emails and the mayor's letter, Councilman McLean, as chairman of MBG committee, on June 10th, sends an email to the mayor in response to Jing's email of June 9th questioning if it was the mayor's intent that MGB committee was to take over the community events planning formally conducted by Jing without informing them or asking them. So these contacts were put on this email. It was, I think the intent was to transfer it to MBG, and nobody knew about it. Jing just did that on his own. Well, the mayor told him to. If that was the case, Mr. McLean requested parameters to be put in place so that they once again would not be castrated at a second's notice. His letter was professional and detailed. His letter was sent to, I believe, all council members and the law director. Apparently his letter didn't sit well with the mayor, and June 11th, the mayor responds, and in part she states, and I gotta read, I don't want to leave much out of this. It's come to my attention that the letter includes several assertions that are factually inaccurate and legally problematic, particularly those implying that I, members of my administration, or independent contractors acting in my direction have engaged in impulsive acts or have improperly reassigned responsibilities for community events without authority or due process. I categorically and unequivocally reject those allegations. They are false, misleading, defamatory. At no time have I acted outside the scope of my lawful authority, circumvented established procedures, or engaged in conduct warranting such mischaracterization. The email referenced in your letter was issued by independent contractor Jeffrey Jing under the direction of Council President Pyros. But Jing's letter, his email states she has directed all inquiries to the contacts listed. I don't know how Kevin Pyros has the ability to tell Mr. Jing what to do. It's been all made, it's been made clear that none of you guys have the authority to interfere with the administration. To the extent that your letter misrepresents my actions or those of individuals under my authority, let this serve as a formal correction to the public record. Any continued dissemination of these falsehoods may result in legal recourse, including but not limited to formal retraction demands and potential claims for defamation and reputational harm. He sends a professional letter on behalf of the city and MBG Group to the mayor requesting clarity as to what their role is and safeguards put in place, and she responds threatening to sue him for defamation and reputational harm. Furthermore, I will not grant MBG sole authority over any of the items requested. I find it wholly inappropriate for a group that has demonstrated open hostility towards this administration to represent the city in any capacity. Regarding the claim that MBG is seeking to clean up the mess, I must clarify the so-called mess originated from council's decision, everybody, not to approve Jeffrey James' contract. Had that contract been authorized, the event season would have proceeded successfully with even more offerings than last year. Lastly, the assertion that working with the administration has always been our preference is difficult to reconcile with the accusatory and unprofessional tone of your recent correspondence. I strongly urge that all future communications be grounded in fact and delivered with a decorum and civic responsibility befitting public discourse. Where have we heard that before? Mr. McLean. This was sent to Mr. McLean. It was also sent to all of council, it was sent to the law director, and I have to think that the law director, when he read this, almost had a coronary. It was so disgusting. Again, this was June 11th. The mayor's letter canceling all events was June 13th. A couple of days after, it appears that since the introduction of Radican and Jing to the city, any internal city discourse has quickly eroded to outright threats of intimidation and lawsuits by the mayor. This eroding sequence of events and actions by the mayor to run the city solely by herself and under her control, and her two guys, which by the way are now gone, so there is no administration left, it's just you.
Right.
Okay? Is important for the residents of Cortland to know and understand as we try to move forward. Mr. McLean, I'd like to ask you if you'd like to comment on this, how you felt when you received that letter, or anybody, because you guys all got it. How do you feel about the mayor threatening to sue you? And then later statements publicly that I'm committed to working with you and being transparent and getting along and all this stuff. How does it change your course of business when you were threatened with a lawsuit?
Well, I might. May I respond?
Yeah,
Is it out of
yeah,
order?
no, I'm asking you, I'm asking a
I
question.
understand, but I wanna make sure I'm not out of order. But I expected this particular correspondence to come up eventually. Kinda surprised it didn't come up maybe before this.
I just found out about it. Well, actually knew about
I
it.
just wanna, I have a couple comments. It was back in late May when the mayor announced that she was not gonna work with council. And the mayor announced that the West Main Street Parking Lot Event Center project was not a council project. It would be handled by the Community Foundation. First part of June, Jeffrey communicated to the event sponsors that he was leaving, but the events series has not been canceled. Then there was another announcement that the events are canceled. On Monday, June the 9th, the MBG committee met to discuss whether we could handle the planning and conducting of the events. Was it something that our committee might be able to tackle? Following that meeting, I sent the memo that you're referring to Kevin and to the mayor. That was on June the 10th. We felt that we could get, if we could get some assurance that the MBG committee, if we handled the events, we would not have them canceled or taken over in midstream by the administration, as was done with the West Main Street parking lot project. We just didn't want the rug pulled out from under us if we were gonna invest some time and effort and get organized to run some, if not all, of the community events.
Because previously you were told, you guys were cut out from everything. You weren't entitled to do anything with respect to these projects, right?
On June the 11th, I received a reply email from the mayor, stating that, as you have pointed out, my assertions were factually inaccurate and legally problematic. The allegations were false, misleading, and defamatory. That all of the continued that if any continued dissemination of these falsehoods may result in legal recourse. So I did not make any further dissemination of what was communicated back and forth in those two emails. The mayor stated that she would not grant MBG committee the authority over community events, and that's where it stands. The MBG, the Marketing and Business Growth Committee, has not met since then,
On anything, or
on anything.
you did meet for something with a facade thing
Yeah, we did.
the last meeting, or something was
I
announced?
beg your pardon, I stand corrected.
You had a
We had an
meeting on that.
application for the building facade grant, and yes, we did, thank you.
Okay. If anybody questions, I didn't read it into the record, if anybody in council wants me to read it into the record, but the original letter that Mr. McLean sent to the mayor, it's available to anybody that wants it, anybody that wants to see it. There is nothing defamatory about it. I don't see reputational harm. He's trying to cover his committee and council, quite frankly, from, as I've stated repeatedly, being castrated after they incur an amount of time on something. I think it's, you know, after everything we've gone through, all the original emails and the head bashing and so forth, how did you feel? Did you feel intimidated, threatened, scared, fed up when you got a response like this threatening to sue you?
Probably all of that. I had no intention of trying to make a case or to be confrontational at all.
See who else? Scott Rowland, you're part of this.
No, I kind of felt the same way as Dick. I thought it was out of line.
You felt intimidated? Did it make you feel like, screw it, screw the city, I'm done?
No, not really. I mean, we still have some projects to do.
Carrie, since you were included on all this, in the original email, that everything, you know, any questions should be directed to you
Yeah, I thought I was targeted, because I voted no
on
the
ragging,
JPJ.
jing, whatever, targeted, so jab? How'd you feel about this particular email?
Absolutely inappropriate, as were the comments on May 19th. To me, that was kind of the turning point for me. I thought that they were inappropriate, condescending, and the thing was, it wasn't something off the cuff, it was a prepared statement, so she meant every word of it.
Yeah, it's pretty, take a baseball bat to your head. Mr. Moore, do you have a comment? You should need to change your nameplate when you...
I was not really involved with the MBG committee
Right.
too much, so I didn't know what was going on, you know, behind the scenes, so,
But you saw this, didn't you?
yeah.
What'd you think?
Well, there were some conflicts going on at that time, so.
Conflicts warrant threaten
No,
of lawsuit? This is how council and the mayor works with council? I mean, we've had a number of bash upside the head type emails. I'm still waiting for my emails request. I'm sure there's a whole hell of a lot more. Didn't hit you. How do you feel?
Well, when we started getting the emails in end of January, I felt like we were being set up in case things didn't work out for council to be blamed. And then as we continued on, it became very apparent that we were being set up to be blamed for everything. And then the May 19th meeting, like John said, that to hear, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, extend courtesy to council or work with you anymore. Prior to Sean coming on as interim service director, our council committees were very, very active and moving forward and working on projects with the mayor. All of us voted for a lot of those projects because we believed in them and, you know, we're willing to work on them. And everybody will tell you that this council is a very hard-working council, but all of that kind of ended probably around May 19th. I mean, it started ending before that, but it was uncomfortable. It's
Does all this have anything to do with you choosing not to run for re-election?
not me, no.
You were leaving anyway?
I was leaving anyway.
Okay. Help her out the door. Mr. McLean, have any impact on your running for reelection?
No, not at all.
You were
I
leaving?
had 6 years and I thought that was time for term limit.
But not what you, signed up for.
Well, I was actively involved in the Veterans Memorial Project and thought that with the opportunity, maybe other projects like that would be, something I could lend assistance to. I was appointed to the vacant seat, and then I was elected then, right after that, a year or two after that. But I've got some personal items that really were the most influential things that made me decide it's time.
Okay. You were just tired and ready to retire, right?
Well, I've been on 10 years.
You're leaving.
I've really been proud to do it,
Okay.
but I never had any intention of running again.
Okay. I think, to say the least, this is like completely uncalled for, unprofessional, not how you work with a council that sits to oversee the operations and everything that goes on in the city, right? Can't operate this way. Everybody agree? So I first spoke with council on August 18th, in which I revealed the $255,000 fleecing of Cortland residents. Subsequent to that night, I exposed the actually, Mr. Burke he didn't come. Gary Burke exposed the deliberate dumping of raw sewage into Walnut Creek, the deliberate plot to make Sean Radican the unqualified service director, illegal payments to Radican and Bing, the castration of city council from city projects and oversight, demeaning and scolding emails from the mayor to council members. Council never sent demeaning emails back to the mayor, right? You guys never did anything that warranted the responses you got, did you? I haven't found any of those. Fake investigation using the alias of Christopher Smith of certain council members who voted against her ordinances, which is coincidentally supported by the mayor's personal attacks on me and investigation of myself. I never did get to respond to you directly for your investigation of me and trying to dig up dirt on me. It was inappropriate. I'm a private citizen, not a politician.
What are you talking about?
Your public press release. You attacked me. Okay.
How did I attack you?
It's funny.
How did I attack
It's
you?
in the press release. It's exposing my legal background and all my lawsuits and all that crap that you wanted to do to make me look bad. So, it's funny that, I started helping the group with petitions here recently at the end, and, ended up pulling up to somebody walking down the street. Actually, Mary Beth and I were together, and, driving around, and, two people walking, and, pulled up to them and asked them if they wanted to sign the petition, and they're like, yeah, we pulled away, and Mary Beth goes, that's Christopher Smith. There is a Christopher Smith that lives in the city of Portland. He doesn't have anything to do with the email. Actually, he's a little bit upset his name was used in the email, but there's probably millions of Christopher Smiths across the country. Didn't know anything about it. He's the only Christopher Smith in town that might have an interest in what's going on in the city of Portland, that would do such a thing, but was kind of flabbergasted, I guess is the way to say it, that his name was used like that. I'd like to ask you, do you want to admit that the whole Christopher Smith thing was conducted under your purview?
It was not.
Okay. I would have thought that I disclosed more than enough examples of misconduct that the mayor should have voluntarily resigned, as it would have been the right thing to do for the city. Not herself, but the city. Almost immediately after August 18th, several city residents, I believe headed up by Mike Matheny, and I think Rita, I don't know who the initial people were, took steps to start a recall petition for the mayor. A lot of residents came to the announced locations to sign the petition, then volunteers started going door to door. A lot of people wanted to sign the petition, but very few offered to help collect signatures, just like people don't come to meetings. They want something done, they're watching it on video, they don't take the time to come do something. So it was a laborious job for the few to handle. Add to that, many residents wanted to ask questions and talk about the problems. One volunteer told me he spent 3 hours getting 5 signatures from 3 houses because they wanted to talk. It was an hour at each house. So it takes a lot of time for a few people to do that. A lot of people were interested in what's going on. A lot of people were watching it on the video, so that was their opportunity to talk. I know of only one person that I was told that would not sign because she was friends with the mayor. Some didn't want to sign because they wanted nothing to do with politics, understandably. People don't, you know, what's the average voter percentage, 10, 15, 20%? A few didn't want to sign, and I know 2 or 3, few didn't want to sign because they had some form of former relationship with Don Petrosky or the kids. A large number of people, large number, and if anybody wants to support this that went out and did this, large number of people said they knew what was going on, wanted to sign, but feared retaliation from the mayor if the effort was unsuccessful. That goes hand in hand with what I just exposed on the other email, and all the other emails. And the May 19th slapped in the head in the council meeting.
I mean, I will say, as a petition walker, that was definitely heard more than once.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Yes.
agreed,
Yes.
which I found concerning, obviously.
And you guys should all be concerned with it. Nobody should fear retaliation from anybody for expressing their political beliefs, wishes, desires, frustrations, etc. That's their avenue.
I actually
To
had
speak-
2 friends that came to me and said, oh, I'd like to sign that, but I'm afraid.
Why?
So you know.
I don't know why they're afraid.
Yeah,
Right.
I actually find it ridiculous, because I will say whatever I want straight to you, and I can guarantee you, my house will be there, my dog will be there. I don't know why people are afraid of you.
I mean, there's gotta be an
I find it
unsettling
laughable.
feeling to know that the people you rule over in this town are threatened by you.
I was
It's fear retaliation.
verbally attacked by someone who I go to church with in Dollar General because of my part in the recall, who happens to be a personal friend of the mayor.
Overall, a greater number of those contacted were enthusiastically willing and ready to sign the petition. Of the little that I did in the past few weeks, because I just started helping with it, I asked why they wanted to sign, because I was curious. Responses ranged from the misuse of public funds, to the sewage dump, to outrage from the mayor getting up and leaving meetings. I heard that many times. They're watching the YouTube videos. To outright ignorant responses via email from the mayor to their individual problems they had, and for a number of them saying, hell yes, I sign, I hate the mayor. And that was stated a number of times. Those were the exact quotes. Many commented the mayor has lost her way. Section 1403 of Cortland's charter provides for specific elements necessary to conduct a recall of any elected officers. Many cities, as well as the ORC, the Ohio Revised Code, provide a range of elements necessary to conduct a recall in their own municipalities. General statutory cities organized under Chapters 731 and 733 do not have provisions to recall an elected official. Municipalities organized under Home Rule Charter must specifically authorize recall elections and state the specific procedures for such, or make reference to the ORC for the conduct of such a recall. If municipality's charter does not specifically authorize recall elections, then the residents have no option. So municipalities organized under their own charter, such as Cortland have the freedom to add, subtract individual details from their charter as they see fit. Thus, we have a charter review commission that occasionally meets. What is it, 5 years?
Every 10 years.
10 years, charter review commission?
We already have there is a recall
Okay,
in the charter
I'm talking, right.
already, so.
Thus, we have a charter review commission that occasionally meets and offers changes for consideration, so it's every 10 years. Charter municipalities that allow for recall, but then reference the ORC for specific procedures, references ORC Title 7, Chapter 705.92 for the specific rules to follow. An example, the City of Loveland's charter provides for a recall of elected officials, but specifically states the procedure for recall shall be provided by Ohio law. Thus, they would follow the specific rules listed in Chapter 705.92. Individual charters may provide for either more detailed rules for recall, or they may be more brief than what's listed in 705.92. For instance, the cities of University Heights, Cleveland, Newton Falls, boy, they've had a couple out there. Fairfield, Dublin, and Lima require some form of affidavit filed with the clerk of council or a record kept by the clerk of council of the names of the circulators before circulating such petition. Cortland has no requirement. The City of Norton requires petitions be filed with the Director of Finance. You want that, Joe? Some cities such as Fairfield, Newton Falls, Cleveland, Lima, and University Heights again require a time frame in which petitions must be filed from the date notice is given to the clerk of council. Fairfield, Lima, Dublin, and Cleveland is 30 days, Newton Falls is 90 days, University Heights is 100 days. Cortland, like the vast majority of charters, have no time frame requirement, and it appears to me that the municipal charters that have no affidavit requirement also do not have a time frame requirement for filing petitions. The Village of Buckeye Lake requires a written notice served upon the clerk of council, and that petitions must be filed with the clerk of council not later than 30 days after service of such notice of intent. Toledo's charter specifically allows for a recall petition to be circulated only once in any calendar year. Individual charters vastly differ when referring to the qualified electors in a particular election. Dublin refers to 15% of qualified electors voting in the last preceding regular municipal election. Toledo references 25% of the electors voting in the last regular city election for that office. North Ridgeville references 25% of the voters voting at the last preceding November election. Brookville is 25% of votes cast at the last regular municipal election. Hudson refers to 25% of the total electors who voted in the most recent gubernatorial election.
Sheriff, are you almost finished?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know police chief's got to get in the road, and I, didn't want to hold him up. I appreciate the civics lesson, but...
Fairfield references last preceding regular municipal election. Newton Falls references both the last preceding presidential election and the last preceding regular municipal election. Cleveland, Lima, Norton, Wickliffe, Chagrin Falls all refer to the last preceding regular municipal election. Springboro references most recent election. North Ridgeville references most recent regular election, and University Heights references last regular municipal election. My point in presenting that is that there's a multitude of variations that cities can put in their charters with respect to the rules they want to follow. The City of Kirtland had a recall council member in December 2021. Kirtland's charter provides for 20% of the electors voting in the city at the last preceding general election. Kirtland passed an ordinance authorizing a day for a recall election in which it states December 20th, 2021, council received a petition for recall of 294 signatures. The charter requires a petition to be signed by at least 25% of the electors voting in the last preceding general election. 427 electors voted in the November 2021 election, so they are referring to the one month prior. 107 valid signatures are required. The clerk found the petition sufficient, certified 270 signatures. In comparison, a municipality which adheres to 705.92 has to abide by the following. 15% of total votes cast at the most regular municipal election shall be filed with the Board of Elections, and a petition is not valid after 90 days from the date of the first signature. We don't have any of those requirements in our charter. 705.92 specifically refers to filing with the Board of Elections versus filing with the Clerk of Council. 705.92 outlines a standard procedure for municipal officer removal by recall. This statute only applies if the municipality has explicitly incorporated it into its charter. A city operating under a charter is not automatically subject to 705.92 unless the charter specifies it. The requirements for recall specifically outlined in 1403 of Cortland's charter state in part a petition demanding his removal and signed by at least 20% of the electors of the municipality voting in the last general election. Filed with the clerk of council. Within 10 days, the clerk shall determine whether or not it meets requirements. If the clerk shall find the petition sufficient, he shall promptly so certify to council. Cortland Charter further defines the additional steps necessary for actually holding the recall election. In the Supreme Court case King versus Cuyahoga County Board of Elections, filed October 18, 23, the Supreme Court sided with the Cuyahoga Board of Elections that it has no authority to assess the validity of a recall petition. Rather, under the charter, the clerk of council shall certify upon such petition whether the signature of electors meets the requirements of the charter. With that, on behalf of those that have certified the collection petitions for the recall of Mayor Petrosky, on behalf of 511 qualified electors of the city of Portland who signed said petitions, I respectfully present to the clerk of council petitions for the recall of Mayor Deidre Petrosky. There were a total of 1,891 certified voters in the last election, of which 379 signatures are needed to hold a recall. Recently, Mayor Petrosky asked Kevin Pyros if council wanted her to resign. Mr. McLean, do you want Mayor Petrosky to resign?
I'd like to answer that, but before I do, is that out of order?
Well, I'm not sure this is the forum for that.
Why isn't it?
Is polling the members of council appropriate or out of order?
No, I don't think so.
I'm not polling council, I'm asking for their opinion.
I understand what you're asking.
You guys can actually do a vote of no confidence.
No, I don't, we're beyond that. I think any council member can say whatever they want. I'm not polling council, I'm asking their opinion.
I understand.
It's a yes or no, Mr. McLean.
I understand.
You
also doesn't have to answer.
Correct,
I think he wants
correct.
to answer. He wants to answer.
He wants to, but he's afraid to.
And I think you
Like
guys
so
should
many
be allowed to
people,
answer.
he's afraid.
He's allowed, absolutely allowed.
Okay, you got your answer.
Okay. My understanding is it's not out of order. My answer to you is absolutely yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to add to that or stick with that?
Pardon me?
Do you want to add anything to that, any reasons, or we kind of went over a whole lot of reasons that affected you, right?
For many of the reasons that you've cited and many of the things that we've experienced here in this past 7 or 8 months, I wouldn't hesitate to vote to have her removed from office.
Kathy Fleischer.
Well, I've said in a previous meeting that I thought that she needed to resign. It was in the paper. And after she walked out of the first meeting she walked out of, I signed the petition.
Your answer to that?
Thank you, Kathy.
John Curie.
I'm not going to directly answer that question. I will only mention that the last year has been extremely challenging as a council member.
Okay, Mr. Rowley?
I have to agree with John. I mean, you're outlining everything that you've seen and what's coming from the public, so things would definitely be smoother, so.
Would be smoother. Well, that's
As
kind of
far
answer.
as,
Don, you want to answer?
Well, I think it's a moot point. If the petitions are here for recall, let the voters of Cortland.
Again, my question is prefaced by the fact that the mayor went to Kevin Pyros, I think you were there, and asked, does council want me to resign? Therefore, I'm asking council for that answer. It's not like she asked. I'm presenting it publicly.
And
I
you're,
asked Kevin, not if council. I said to Kevin, do you want me to resign?
Oh, just him? Okay. Well, Kevin's not here to answer. How about incoming council members? Chris Wadley, you want to answer that?
At this point, no. It's not certified yet.
I don't
There's nothing to
think
do
that's
with it.
appropriate, Jerry.
They're the incoming, they have to deal with it.
Jerry, I think you know the signatures you have, so
Yeah,
I think that answers your
When
question.
they're sworn in, then there'll be a member of council.
Well, now they're a member of the public, they can answer, I mean, they signed a petition. Allison, you wanna say?
She's not here. Chelsea.
Sorry, Chelsea.
I mean, I agree with Chris. Right now, we're just public.
Okay.
The election's
No,
not certified
president.
till the 19th, so.
I'd like to know if the mayor would like to drag us through the cost of the election, the recall of the election, or if she would like to just resign and save the city of money.
I'm not going to resign. We've got many projects.
So you want to spend more money of our taxpayer dollars, if that's what you're saying? By
No.
putting you through the recall election?
No, I want the entire city to weigh in. And I have a responsibility to the city of Portland to finish these projects.
You have the responsibility of City of Portland to the ones who signed the petition.
Hey, we
Who
You've had a responsibility to the city of Cortland to act as a mayor and not a bully and not to threaten. That is also your responsibility, which you unfortunately, for the people of the city of Cortland, have failed miserably, or we wouldn't be where we are right now. And all you're doing is costing the city of Cortland more money. That's all you're doing, which you've definitely done really well at.
Honestly, I mean, you could say it's immaterial, but I think the fact that your husband got 425 votes in the most recent election for council makes a statement on how the community feels. I mean, we have 511 signatures. We probably have that many that said they didn't want to sign because they were intimidated or feared retaliation. Nobody in the city should fear retaliation.
Yeah.
The council this should be an eye-opener for you guys. Nobody in the city should say, I can't sign that because I fear retaliation from the mayor. That doesn't speak well for any of you.
Let me ask the law director, do you know what the procedure is on this now, Patrick?
The procedure is for the clerk, for Rhonda, to certify those signatures.
Okay.
And that's up to her to do that. That's the first step.
I have a question for the law director. They started this when they needed 800, in excess of 800 signatures. So does that no longer count?
That's
That is correct. I
point of
verified
order
that.
that's worth researching. I'm not gonna answer that off the cuff tonight, at tonight's meeting, but I'll make sure.
I'll answer it.
I-
I verified it.
I can answer it too.
My opinion goes to Rhonda, and
And that's
she and I'll deal with it.
There's no
Along
case
with the
law
board
regarding
elections.
70592. I read the various examples for a particular reason, and the charter stands clear. Our charter says specifically the last election just happened. There's no case law or ORC language which addresses when signatures obtained apply to any specific election defined in a charter. We do not have a start or an end date in our charter as other charters do. And there is no case law or ORC language which addresses an election referenced in a charter which straddles a recall petition campaign. It's not out there.
Well, I'll do my research and,
Okay? So,
we'll see.
the charter's clear, the Supreme Court stated, they will not interfere with what the charter states, and it says what it says for a reason. That's all I have to say, and I think, Rhonda, you actually have to do something tonight, right? Or not? Do you have to copy and certify or something with us, or not?
I will date stamp that and give you guys a copy.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else with comments? I'd like to get the chief out of here. I wouldn't want to get a ticket going home if you hold them up, but. All right. Scott?
I'd like to, motion for executive session, to discuss, employment, to include council, the mayor, and the law director.
Your second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Call the roll.
John Moore,
Yes.
John Burcheri,
Yes.
Scott Rowley,
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes. All right, we're going into executive session, no business will be conducted afterwards, so, you're free to go. Thank you.
Coming down Sunday?
That's the,
Oh, good.
okay. That's,
So we have to wait?
Oh, shit.
I think there was before.
We've been trying to do. You're good.
And I know my name's on it. It's on the list. It's not even certified yet.
We're not even certified.
That's what I mean. Not till the 19th, that's what I mean. They could come back and say, we found 150 and you're not it, and here I am.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say.
Well, I mean, our team doesn't matter what their names are. This council needs to vote.
Nice to meet you.
On Sunday after Thanksgiving.